What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be talking about 3 keys to master the art of route running. So we're going to be talking about 3 specific things that all wide receivers need to be able to do to run good routes, to be able to create separation, and be able to beat man coverage, off-man coverage, and zone coverage is what we're going to be talking about today. So I hope this video helps you guys out, teaches you a few new things about route running and what you guys can do to master this specific craft. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want a 2-week-long on-field wide receiver training schedule to improve your route running in only 10 days, check out that very first link in the description for our route running Bible. So what you'll get access to is that 2-week schedule, like I was talking about, how you can improve your route running in 10 days. We give you all the drills you need to do on the field to improve your route running, all the specific drills with sets and repetitions. And we include a 48-minute long video on 20 different press releases, when to use each release against each specific defensive look, and drills to work on each one. So if you guys want to take your route running to that next level, check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get started with this video. So first thing I want to talk about that will help you guys master the key and the art of route running is being able to react off of a DB. So a lot of the times with press releases, it's about reacting, right? So we want to make sure that we take what that DB gives me. I don't want to force anything that I don't want to force any kind of route off the line of scrimmage. I don't want to force, because I have an outside breaking route, I don't want to force the outside release, let this DB get right into my hip and wall me completely to the sideline. I want to make sure that when I come off the line of scrimmage, I'm reacting off that DB if he tries to take away what I'm doing. So this routing for Justin Jefferson, you see how when he comes off the line of scrimmage, he's got some space to work. It's like this catch technique from the DB, right? He's hoping that we just burst up field, run to the outside, he could get right in my hip and go. But Jefferson, when he starts to close the distance, you see how this DB starts to open up to the outside. When he starts to open up to the outside, and if Jefferson were to just take this release, he would get right into his hip, and he's running a 10-yard out. So what he would do is he would wall him completely to that sideline, and he'd have no space to be able to accelerate out, and the quarterback would have no space to be able to lead him, right? So we got to understand as a receiver that I got to take what this DB gives me. I can take an inside release with an outside breaking route. I could take an outside release with an inside breaking route. So that's the first key to mastering that art of route running, is know that off the line of scrimmage, we want to take what the DB gives me. So you see how Jefferson, he kind of puts the brakes on, takes this inside release, and then what do you think we have to do here? There are 2 ways that you guys can react at the top of the route when you take an inside release with an outside breaking route. You could either work a throw by, so if this DB's running with you, you could swat him by at his hip, or you could do what Jefferson does and work to restack. So make sure, fellas, that you guys are trusting yourself at the top of the route. And trust the breaks that you guys are making at the top of the route. Trust your ability to be able to restack, self-fade, self-vertical with an inside release on an outside breaking route. So just make sure, fellas, that if you guys are trying to improve your route running, trying to be a better route runner, just know that off the line of scrimmage, it doesn't matter if you take an inside or an outside release. Know that it's about what that DB gives you. We want to take what he gives me so I could keep timing with the quarterback, number 1, but also 2, so I don't get rerouted and screw up the spacing of the play. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Jefferson, closing the distance, reacting off of where this DB's playing, and then stacking and giving him that move at the top. Okay, so now, second key to mastering the art of route running is being able to understand what the DB's responsibilities are in each specific coverage. Okay, so this is going to be, we have an outside shade DB, and he's going to be running an outside breaking route. He's also going to be running a 10-yard out, which is very similar to what we just talked about. So we got to understand why he's outside shade, why a DB would be inside shade, or why he would be head up, or why he would be pressed. Okay, so let's watch this full speed. So coming off here, you see he does a great job of attacking that inside shoulder on that out route, right? So now, when I have an outside shade DB, right? So outside shade, and he's in off-man coverage, right? So what is something when he's outside shade, off-man coverage? Why would he be outside shade? Probably because he wants us to run to the inside. He has help to the inside, right? So if he's outside shade, he doesn't want me to go outside. That's his main thing. He's taught to not let him outside, protect the outside, force him inside, because that's where he's got safety help. And again, this is one-on-ones, but still, we have to treat this as a realistic situation as a wide receiver when it's one-on-one. So when he comes off of here, he does a great job of attacking the inside shoulder of this DB. So when we can attack the inside shoulder of a DB when he's outside shade, that's more likely to make him open up. The goal would be to get this DB to open his hips up, and I could slip back underneath on this out route, whether I throw him by, or whether maybe he's a little bit closer and I work to restack. But chances are that's how we're going to have to play this thing when it's off-man coverage, right? So what a lot of people will make the mistake on this, oh, well, he's outside shade and I have an outside breaking route, I'm just going to attack his leverage because that's what you're supposed to do in off-man coverage. That's incorrect, because what is he going to do if you attack his leverage? If you attack his leverage right here, he's going to keep his leverage to the outside. So you got to make sure that we're trying to get him to bite on something inside. It's still man coverage, so if I could threaten him there and I could get him to overcommit to it and actually sell the route, that's going to create some separation. So knowing that what the DB's responsibility is in off-man coverage is the second key to mastering the art of route running. And you see how he's able to sell. He throws his whole entire hips and shoulders on this break. He's sudden with the cut. Everything about this looks like he's breaking to the inside, running a post, running a dig, running maybe just like like a little move and he's going to burst upfield on like a skinny post, that's what's going to get that DB to commit. So we got to make sure that we are attacking the correct shoulder and we are making sure that I'm actually selling the route. If he had to run an actual post right here, what do you think he would do in this case? That's when you'd attack the DB's leverage, because if you attack his leverage and he keeps his leverage to the outside, then I make a move. I just created a ton of space for myself before the safety, his safety help over the middle, can make that play. So know how to manipulate off-man coverage. That's the second key to mastering the craft of route running. Let's clutch this thing again, full speed one more time. Great job coming off the line, attacking that inside shoulder, hitting him with that move, and actually selling the route to make this play. All right, guys, if you have not heard, we are going to be in the San Diego area on October 24th. So if you guys are local to that area, you want a great opportunity for us to come out, for you to come out and get some great work in with us, check out that second link in the description, fellas. We're going to have a 3-hour quarterback and wide receiver training clinic. Great opportunity for you guys to get better, improve your overall skills. I myself will be there working with the quarterbacks and the receivers, working on technical stuff. And then I will also be bringing out a speed coach to help you guys with 40-yard dash mechanics and overall running mechanics. So again, second link in the description below. If you guys are local to the San Diego area and want to come out and get some great work in with us, let's get back to this video. Okay, so now, last but not least, as a wide receiver to master the art of route running, you have to understand when to use certain releases, okay? So now we're going to be looking at this slide release here from Robbie Anderson, and we're going to be talking about when you guys want to use this and what's the wrong time to be able to use this, right? So let's watch it full speed. So he gives this slide, hits him with the move, and then is able to accelerate up. So now, this is one of those releases that everybody loves to use, right? So like somebody asked me the other day, they're like, Coach, you always say one-on-ones aren't realistic. You know, how do you make it more realistic? How do you make one-on-one situations in practice more realistic? And how you do that is you don't use this type of a release when you're running like deeper routes, like a 10-yard out, a post route, a dig route, or when you're a first read slant. So as a wide receiver, you got to understand what read you are, right? So that's why wide receivers got to know the whole play rather than just what their route is, because certain receivers, what they'll do is they'll come up to the line of scrimmage and they just know what their route is. So like you'll be here and you'll just be like, okay, I have a slant on that play. I have a slant on this play. I have a slant on this play. But what type of footwork is the quarterback taking? What type of drop is he taking? What's the timing of the play? Is it a zone read, or is it like an RPO off of a zone read action? Is it play action? Is it catch throw? Is he taking a drop back and coming back to me? You have to understand the whole play concept as a wide receiver. So what so many receivers will do is there will be a play concept where it's like double slants. That's quick game right there. That, or like slant, maybe the slot has like a bubble. That's quick game footwork for the quarterback. So what receivers will do, the mistake that they'll make is they'll go with this slide release when the quarterback's trying to get this thing out right now and hit you right off that break. So you can't be going with this when you're a first read receiver, because that quarterback's going to be sitting there waiting, and the line's not pass prone for forever. They're in quick game footwork. They're in quick game pass protection. So if you're sitting there and that quarterback has to wait, he's not going to be able to make this throw. And he's just sitting there like a sitting duck in the pocket. He's not actually dropping back to be able to see. So when you guys use this slide release, you want to use it on a situation where it's like you're running a slant and maybe the outside guy's got a post, inside guy's got a corner, and the quarterback's going from like corner to post back to you. So you can be a little bit more patient to get into this window. Or in this specific case, because on this route, I looked at the full play before I zoomed in and played this clip. This is like a zone read. So but whoever the quarterback was at this time is doing a zone read back there. And then if a certain backer crashes down, then he steps back and hits this slant. So you have a little bit more time to go with this slide release. So when you guys are doing one-on-ones, routes versus air, whichever, and you're working press releases, you have to understand that, okay, I got to work a quick first read release slant, and I also have to work a third release slant. So third read slant. So you got to make sure you know when to do the longer releases, when to do the quicker releases. So in turn, you could keep sync with your quarterback and keep timing with the quarterback. Now, I know that's a lot. I know that's a lot of talking, and I'm not playing the clip like everybody always says that I talk too much, but you know, you have to understand these specific concepts if you're going to be a receiver. And sometimes it's a lot of repetition. It's very repetitive. It can be boring, but you have to understand when to use these specific things. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job sliding off the line. Great job making that move and being patient when you have to be patient. Don't be patient in every situation. Know when to use those releases and choose wisely when using those quicker releases and slower releases. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I always appreciate the feedback. Always great hearing from you guys and hearing what you have to say. So any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comments section below. And again, fellas, our route running Bible, over an hour and a half's worth of content, 2-week long wide receiver on-field training schedule, and you can learn 20 press releases, when to use each one, and then drills to work on each release. So again, very first link below if you guys want to check that out. I'll see you guys next time.